I had a request to demonstrate how to do the silver dollar cable. Here's a sample of what it looks like. The amount of stitches you do on either side of the cable is entirely up to you. I did 3 on either side, and the actual cable is worked over 6 stitches. So I've already cast it on 12. You start with knitting 3. You do half of a silver dollar cable first, so when you join the 2 sides together, if you're making a complete round piece like a headband, that way when you complete the other 3 rows, then it'll join together evenly. So you start with knit 3, purl 6, and then you knit 3, or you can knit 5, purl 6, knit 5, knit 6, purl 6, knit 6 is entirely up to you. So now the next row, which would be row 2, you would knit all the way across. This will be the front of your work. There's only 2 sets of cable rows that you need to do, and just repeat them over and over again until you get the length of the cable that you need, or the headband, or whatever it is that you're making. Okay, row 2, that's row 2. Now row 3 is a repeat of row 1, which is knit 3, purl 6, and then knit 3 again, and that will bring us up to the first cable twist row. It's not hard to do, it's just a little different from a regular cable, but it's still the basic dynamics of a regular cable. Okay, so you start with your knit 3. This is where you need to get your cable needle. You pick up your cable needle, pick it up, slide 1 stitch onto your cable needle. In this case I'm using a double pointer because my needles are so thick. Hold it in front, knit 2, and knit the one off the needle. That's the first half done. Now the second half is you pick up 2 stitches, hold them in back of your work, knit 1, because this will stretch the stitch across. As you can see, they're being stretched across. And then you knit 2. Okay, and that first part of your silver dollar cable is done. Now you want to knit to the end. That would be this little section here. Now we're going to do the back side, and when we come back we're going to do this part of the second silver dollar cable. So we start by knitting back 3, purl 6, and then knitting the 3. This keeps your garter stitch border. Okay, now we're going to do part 2 of the silver dollar cable, which in this case will be this section here. You start with your knit 3. Okay, now what we want to do is bring this stitch that we put here, we want to bring it back this direction. So this will be the one we're going to work with. So first we'll take these stitches, put them behind the work so we can stretch this 1 stitch back across. As you can see, it's going across. Then we'll knit these 2. Okay, now we want to take this stitch back over this way, so we'll take 1 stitch off, hold it in front, and knit 2. And then you knit the one off your cable stitch holder, and then you knit your garter stitch again. Now we'll do the back side again, which is knit 3, purl 6. This will be row 1 of your pattern, because you want to do 5 rows of where you do the center part of your pattern, which is on the back would be knit 3, purl 6, knit 3, and on the front of your work would just be knit all the way across, and that would be row 2. and you repeat those rows for 5 rows, then you start doing your pattern stitch again. So you can see there's the bottom half, or the top half of the bottom silver dollar, and the beginnings of the bottom half of the top silver dollar. So we'll go ahead and do a complete silver dollar. So that was row 1. This will be row 2, which is knit across. I'm using bulky, chunky weight yarn so I could use the bigger needles and help show the stitches a little more. You can use a variegated yarn when you do this, and when you do a variegated, it doesn't show quite as dramatically, but it still shows. I plan on typing this up and putting it on Ravelry as a free pattern. It'll take me a couple of days, but it should be on before the end of the month. Okay, now we're going to knit the last 3, so that would be row 3. Now row 4 is knitted back, so knit all the way across. It takes 6 rolls to make the pattern, possibly 7, I just haven't counted it out completely. Okay, one more row 5 in the back, which would be knit 3, purl 6, knit 3. Okay, now we get a purl. And then knit 3. Okay, that'll end row 5. Now row 6 will start the top half of the silver dollar because the bottom is right here. So now we're going to get the stitch like this and bring it back this way. So we're going to knit 3, and take our cable stitch holder, because we want to take this one like here and bring it over these 2. So we're going to pick up the 1, hold it in front while we knit the 2 that go in the back. And then we knit the 1 off the cable stitch holder. Now this one we want to bring this direction, so we take these 2 off, hold them in back, knit 1, and then knit the 2 off the stitch holder. And then you knit 3. Then you want to do the back. The back is just like we normally do, where you knit 3 and purl 6, knit 3. Then we'll do the bottom half of the next silver dollar, and then you just keep repeating these rows over and over again to the desired length. And when you finish off, you should have 3 rolls on your finish off, so when you fold it over and connect the top to the bottom, you should have a completed silver dollar. When you join the 2 together, as you can see, there's the bottom, the top half of this silver dollar, which is the same as here. Now let's do the bottom half of the next silver dollar that goes up there. And if, say, you're stopping at that point, you want to do 3 rolls. That way your top matches up with your bottom. Okay, now we want to take this one, because this is one we got to bring back. So we'll take 2 and hold it in back, knit 1, knit the 2 off the cable needle. Now we want to bring this one back this way, so we're going to pick it up, hold it in front, knit 2, knit the 1 off the needle, and then knit 3. And so now we have this one completed and the next one started. Now we will knit 3, purl 6, and then we'll knit 3. So this will be row 1. Row 2 is you knit all the way across. And then the next one, of course, you would knit 3, purl 6, knit 3. But as you can see, we got the beginnings of the next silver dollar cable, and you just continue. Now, say this was being a piece that we're joining together. By joining the bottom of the one to the top of the other, by doing only the 3 rows of stitching on either one, you get the semblance of an actual silver dollar when you join them together.